Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deszren. Most people call me Des. Feel free to call me whichever. If you're new to my channel, welcome. As you can see, my client's hair is in a very unique state. And he was telling me that I was just going crazy. But I'm like, dude, look at your hair. Like, we had no choice. So if you want to see how I transform his hair from this to that, then keep watching. Before I even got started, I really needed to assess what was going on with his hair and where to even start. I knew if I started by washing his hair like this, I was never going to get a thorough and proper cleanse. So I decided to first go in and separate by hand what I could. And honestly, his hair is on the softer side. So although his hair is very tightly coiled, it actually separated very easily because of how soft his hair is. And remember, he did start a traditional way back in 2020. He just never ever got any type of maintenance done. So the parts were there. I really just needed to find them. The first thing I went in and did was try to identify where his first row started, which really wasn't that difficult. As you can see, I'm just kind of combing through his new growth a little bit just so I can see where exactly I want to start with crocheting. You don't want to start crocheting right at the root because you want to still have some room to actually be able to retwist the new growth. To crochet the locks, in order to reinforce them so that they're that cylindrical shape, you want to make sure that you're not just poking the needle in and out the lock. I know it's kind of difficult to see the exact motion that I'm doing, but it's more of an over and under motion. I like to start at the top of the lock and then bring it around the back. I will make a whole separate video on crocheting because it really can be its own video. And I think a lot of people overthink it, and it's not as complicated as it looks. It's just a tedious process and a tedious method, but it does ensure that the lock is reinforced and that issues like puffing up or separating don't continue to happen, especially with a case like this where he had a lot of locks that split on their own because he wasn't getting any type of maintenance, and they really needed to be put back together because if they were left like that, then they would be too thin. So not only is this method giving his locks more structure and more shape to his hair, but it's also preventing those really thin locks from eventually breaking off by combining some of them. This is what the back of his hair looked like. These are all the ones that I had crocheted and identified the parts with, and were looking pretty good. I honestly thought I recorded more of me crocheting, but I was going back and forth with recording on my phone and my camera, so I kind of lost track of time. This was a very long process. He was at the shop for a total of like 15 hours. No, I was not working all 15 hours. We took many breaks, and he was very patient and very reassuring about taking breaks. He definitely did not want me on my feet and working with my hands for the entire day. So he was very kind and very patient throughout this whole process. So after I crocheted and washed his hair, we did go in and trim his hair because a lot of them were very uneven, and I did tell him too that eventually I would love to cut it down a little bit more just to make it so once it grows out, it kind of grows out a little bit more naturally, in the sense of not having significant differences in length. That can be an issue as far as like styling goes and just the overall shape of your hair when they are different lengths like that. But I told him that's not something that needs to happen right now. You know, I'm not going to sit there and just chop off all of his hair when we just got it back to a decent state. So it's something that we can definitely work towards in the future. He will be coming back to me regularly for maintenance, which I am looking forward to because this situation can totally be avoided with regular maintenance. The longer you've had your locks, you might be able to get away with going a little bit longer without a retwist, but that really just depends on the person. So don't think that just because you have a specific hair type or texture or your retwist lasts forever that you don't need maintenance. As I like to say, locks are low maintenance, not no maintenance. And this is what his hair looked like after the trim, looking much, much better. He has a much better shape to his hair. He was really feeling himself already at this point, and he finally was able to see his scalp again. So now I'm just going to go in with the retwist and 2-strand twist just so that this retwist can last him a little bit. He does work very long hours and long weeks, so trying to schedule a retwist within the 4-week range probably just wasn't going to happen. So I wanted to give him a style that would last a little bit longer, and I'll probably see him closer to the 6-week mark. You guys have seen me do many retwists and styles, so I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy this video. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely feel free to drop those down below. My client was very nervous that once he came to the appointment and I saw his hair again, because I did meet him for the first time last year, but we didn't get this appointment in until this year, which is okay. But he was telling me that he was nervous that I was going to turn him away because of how severe his situation had got with his hair. And I reassured him that it was really not an issue at all. Even though this was my first big reconstruction, we are both so satisfied with the result, and I'm glad that he's trusting me enough to continue coming back to me for regular maintenance. This is the after, and I just went with his natural parting. I didn't create new parts or anything like that, and we were both very happy with this. He was honestly surprised that it even came out like this. So, very, very, very grateful for this opportunity. I hope to see more reconstruction clients in the future. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.